prayer to get us started, and we'll get going. Does anybody, I know BK had a prayer request. Does anybody else have a prayer request that they want me to pray for? Oh, yeah. So let me show you guys. So these are my normal glasses, right? Normal glasses. This is with the topper. And then my other topper. Ready? Ta-da! I like them. I'm so excited. What do you guys think? You like them? I feel like it's too close. It's so close to my face. Back up. Back up.
Can't hide money, lol.
You can't hide money? What do you mean? Thank you, Kayla. I appreciate you, girl. Okay.
Rich people glasses.
No, these are cheap people glasses. I paid $107. Oh, I know. But I'm serious. Like, I'm really excited how cheap these are. I paid $107 without insurance. This did not have anything to do with my insurance. $107 for this plus a topper that was sunglasses. And then I paid $10 for these. Well, no. $30. I paid $30 for these total for the two different toppers. I got them on sale. And these are all I'm buying. I have a pair of sunglasses and then two different colors that I want to do. And I bought these specifically because I wanted these toppers, and I'm going to be an affiliate for them to try to make money. So there you go. There's a reason behind it. To make money and, you know, all the things. So anyways, but yeah, no, I think they're really cool. Ta-da!
I won't get glasses because I don't want to see what's coming. I like being surprised.
Oh my gosh, BK. You cracked me up, sir. I can see that. I can see that about you. You guys, I did not have a headache at all yesterday. And okay, cool, Drew. Thank you for letting me know. I was using an old phone because I don't like my tablet because the camera is over on the side. So I look not at the camera. I look over here at my video and the camera's over here. So I don't like using my tablet, but I appreciate you letting me know. I'm going to work on getting a different device to use for the YouTube lives. I don't remember what I was saying now, BK. You were talking about not being able to see something about surprise. Oh, I had no headache at all yesterday, and I have a very, very mild one today. Just a little bit right here. So something is working that I'm doing. So yay! I'm so excited. Really, really excited. All right. So we're going to get going, guys. We're going to do a quick prayer, and then we're going to do our Bible study. Thank you guys for hanging out and sharing me out. I appreciate you. I know, BK, I've been praying about it for a while, like praying hard about these headaches. So, yes, praise God 100%. All right, so I'm going to mute the chat. Hold on one second. All right, guys, if you're over here on YouTube, say hi, drop me a comment, let me know you're here. I'm also on TikTok at the same time. I am new to going live on YouTube, so thank you so much for coming in. We are doing a Bible study today on Esther. We're starting a brand new Bible study, so I'm really super excited. All right, I'm going to say a quick prayer, and then we'll get going. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for today. Thank you for the beautiful yet warm and humid and yucky weather all at the same time. I appreciate the opportunity to be on this app, sharing your word, spreading your gospel, sharing what you do for me, what you do for others, and helping others learn to rely on you and to grow their relationship with you. I thank you for everything that you give us. I know we get so busy with our life that we forget to stop and be silent and listen for you and to enjoy what you've given us. And I just want to take a moment and say, thank you, Lord. Thank you for working in the silence. Thank you for taking care of us every day, even if we don't necessarily see it. Let whoever needs to hear this message come into life today. Even if it's sitting out on the FYP and not in the actual room, I just hope that somebody hears something that they need to hear today. Help me get my words out and get the pronunciations. See, I can't even say that word. Pronunciations out correctly. And let's have a good life. In Jesus' name, I pray these things. Amen. All right. We're going to go, guys. You ready? Can you guys hear the music at all, or is it too quiet? It might be too quiet. All right, over on YouTube, can you guys hear me okay? Everything good? Yeah, I'm also live on TikTok. Yes. Okay, I think we're good. We'll see. All right, cool. Amanda's grandson's coming home today. Yay! Sawdust and Faith, that's amazing. I'm so excited for her. And he's good? Everything's good? No problems or anything? I need to text her. I need to text her. Thank you, Zrook. I appreciate that. I need to text her. Yes, that's amazing. Okay, so we're starting on Esther, guys. How many of you guys have read the book of Esther before? Anybody? Type it in the chat if you've read the book of Esther before. Yay! I love that. I love that. Okay, that's amazing. All right, so the book of Esther is one that there's so much history to the book of Esther. Like, they initially said that you haven't read it yet. Okay. So they initially said that it wasn't supposed to be in the Bible, and then they actually, like, at one point somebody doctored it and they added stuff to it, and then they realized that they added stuff to it, so then they took the stuff out, and now it is a book in the Bible. Present day, it has been corrected, it has been updated to what the actual Hebrew and Greek um, wording was and things like that. So it is a book in the Bible. It is about Esther, obviously. It's one of the few books that's actually about a woman, which is kind of cool. And she was a queen. So, well, yes. So we're gonna read it. We're gonna read Esther chapter 1 together, and then we're gonna go through the Bible study. Okay. So if you guys want to get out your Bibles, if you have a Bible, let's read it. We'll read that together, and then we'll read through the Bible study part of it. So Esther 698 in my Bible. And this is not just for women, guys, okay? So don't think that just because you're a guy, that means you're not going to get anything from this. That's not how it works. I promise. There's a lot of good messages in this. All right. So, Esther 1, the King's Banquet is where we're starting. If you guys can, over here on TikTok, if you guys can tap for me, drop stickers every now and then, something just to keep the live moving, that'll help keep getting me pushed out. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate you, girl. Whatever you can do to kind of help move things along, I would really appreciate it. All right, so the King's Banquet. These events happened in the days of King Xerxes. Xerxes. Hold on, I wrote it down so I don't forget how to say it. I think it's Xerxes. It is Xerxes. Xerxes. It's going good. It's going good, girl. We're starting a brand new Bible study on the book of Esther. So you're welcome to come in and listen. We're getting ready to read Esther chapter 1 right now. So these events happened in the days of King Xerxes, who reigned over 127 provinces, stretching from India to Ethiopia. At that time, Xerxes ruled his empire from his royal throne at the fortress of Susa. In the third year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and officials. So he threw a party, y'all. He threw a party. Okay, we got a flash coal. All right, cool. The celebration, listen to this, guys. So he invited all the military officers of Persia and Media. I think that's Media. I think that's how you say it. If I'm saying it wrong, sorry. Maybe it's Media. I don't know. I think it's Media. I forgot to look that one up. But he invited all the military officers as well as the princes and nobles of the provinces. So he invited all the bigwigs, all the bigs of the bigs, right? This is what's crazy. The celebration lasted 180 days. Y'all, he partied for 180 days. Like, who parties for that long? 180 days, guys. That's a long time. So, a tremendous display of the opulent wealth of his empire and the pomp and splendor of his majesty. So he showed off for 180 days, guys, essentially. When it was all over, the king gave a banquet for all the people, from the greatest to the least, who were in the fortress of Susa. It lasted for 7 days, and it was held in the courtyard of the palace garden. So he gave a banquet for 7 days straight. The courtyard was beautifully decorated with white cotton curtains and blue hangings, which were fastened with white linen cords and purple ribbons to silver rings embedded in marble pillars. So literally, all like he acted like he was just Mr. Richie Rich, right? And that's what it's describing. So drinks were served in gold goblets of many designs, and there was an abundance of royal wine, reflecting the king's generosity. By edict of the king, no limits were placed on the drinking, for the king had instructed all his palace officials to serve each man as much as he wanted. So he said, drink what you want. I don't care. Like, there was no limits. They could drink whatever they wanted. That's crazy. At the same time, okay, and it said, again, I wrote down notes. It said Queen Vasti gave a banquet for the women at the same time in the royal palace of King Xerxes. Queen Vasti disposed is what we're talking about now. So on the 7th day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, he told the 7 eunuchs who attended him, and I'm not going to try to say their names. Sorry, guys, but I'm not. To bring Queen Vasti to him with the royal crown on her head. So he's like, hey, go get my wife. Go get her. Right? He wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze on her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. But when they conveyed the king's order to Queen Vasti, she refused to come. She said, I ain't gonna come to your bidding. Right? This made the king furious, guys, and he burned with anger. He immediately consulted with his wise advisors, who knew all the Persian laws and customs, for he always asked their advice. The names of these men, I'm not even going to try to say. There were 7 nobles of Persia and Media. They met with the king regularly and held the highest positions in the empire. What must be done to Queen Vasti, the king demanded. What penalty does the law provide for a queen who refuses to obey the king's orders, properly sent through his eunuchs? So he's like, look, she didn't listen to me. What do I need to do about it? What can I do about it? What can be done, right? One of them answered the king and his nobles. And he said, Queen Vasti was wronged, or Queen Vasti has wronged not only the king, but also every noble and citizen throughout your empire. So because he wanted her to come and show off, basically, is what he wanted. He wanted her to show off, and she said no. And that means that she wronged everybody, according to his advisor, right? Okay. Women everywhere will begin to despise their husbands when they learn that Queen Vasti has refused to appear before the king. Before this day is out, the wives of all kings and nobles throughout Persia and Media will hear what the queen did and will start treating their husbands the same way. I just realized, guys, I never shared it out. I asked you all to share it out, and I didn't share it out. So hold on just a second. I'm sharing real quick. Okay, hold on. I cannot believe I did that. I like, hey guys, share me out, and then I never even shared it. Thank you, Tina. Okay, I think I shared it now. Maybe. Okay, got it. All right, I shared it out. Okay, so where did I leave off? So they're saying, look, if they hear what Queen Vasti did, then all these people are going to start acting like this. All these women are going to go, well, I don't have to listen to my husband. They're going to start despising their husbands, right? So they'll start treating their husbands the same way. There will be no end to their contempt and anger. So if it pleases the king, we suggest that you issue a written decree. Hey Tanya, what's up, girl? We ask that you we suggest that you issue a written decree, a law of the Persians and Medes, I'm not sure, that cannot be revoked. It should order that Queen Vashti be forever banished. She should be forever banished, y'all. Because she didn't show up for the king. She should be forever banished. Okay? From the presence of King Xerxes, and that the king should choose another queen more worthy than she. When this decree is published throughout the king's vast empire, husbands everywhere, whatever their rank, will receive proper respect from their wives. The king and his nobles thought this made good sense, so he followed his Memucan's, I think it is, counsel. He sent letters to all parts of the empire, to each province in its own script and language, proclaiming that every man should be the ruler of his own home and should say whatever he pleases. Y'all, I am glad that we didn't live in that time, because I would not be. I would be like, I don't think so. Like, what? Um, no, that's not how it works. Okay, so that was chapter 1. So let's break down the Bible study part of this. Oh no, I'm losing my bookmarks. All right, so reading the Bible study part. Okay, so it says Esther's story begins not with her, but with another Persian queen named Vashti, right? Vashti's name means the best desired and beloved. While King, how do I say it? I gotta remember. King Ahasuerus, King Ahasuerus, got it. While King Ahasuerus of Persia had hundreds of wives, he only had one queen. Ahasuerus is also King Xerxes. He has two names. It's the same name for each for both of them. Love you, Mama. Bye. Have a good time. Love you. While King Ahasuerus of Persia had hundreds of wives, he only had one queen. So Queen Vashti was the only queen. He had hundreds of wives, but only one queen. Okay. We can infer that Vashti was his favorite wife, a prized possession of a powerful king. We learn that King Ahasuerus, whose name is sometimes translated as King Xerxes by different biblical translations, he governs a kingdom that extends from India to Kush, which was most of the known world at this time. Ahasuerus is certainly a man of great influence, and in the year 483 BC, he threw an opulent party to prove it. Okay, guys, let me make sure. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the music too loud, or can you hear me fine? Let me know, please. Man, my headache is just starting, guys. I've had a headache, almost no headache all day. Just now it's starting. Boo. I had no headache yesterday at all. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so all right, so Ahasuerus is certainly a man of great influence, and in the year 483 BC, hey, welcome in. Um, he threw an opulent party to prove it. This party, which lasted 6 months, guys. Take a goody powder. What's a goody powder? Music is a little loud. Okay, Kayla, thank you. Hey, Marlena, welcome in, sweetie. How are you today? Okay. Okay, got it. I don't know what a goody powder is, Sawdust. You'll have to tell me. I'm not sure what that is. All right, so 6 months was how long he threw this party. It was thrown for one purpose. It was to display the glorious wealth and magnificent splendor of his kingdom. Like, he wanted to show off, guys. That's why he threw this party, right? The concluding week of the party was the grand finale. All from the least to the greatest within the citadel of Susa were invited to eat, drink, and enjoy the pleasures of the kingdom. And they did. In verse 8, we are given an idea of how Ahasuerus wielded his power. It says that according to the royal decree, there were no restrictions on drinking. Everyone was allowed to drink whatever they wanted. During this time period, it was typical to say that in the presence of the king, no one could drink unless the king drank. And when the king drank, all in his presence must also drink. So that used to be the. Oh, got you. Got you. Um, these are actually tension headaches. My muscles in my neck and shoulders are really, really, really tight, which is why I'm getting them. It's not a normal headache. And I'm not allowed to really take pain meds unless I have to. Um, I have liver issues, so acetaminophen is not a great idea. And then I had bariatric surgery last year, so taking ibuprofen is really risky because it can create ulcers in my little tiny stomach. So I don't get to do pain meds like everybody else. Not really, at least. Oh, that's crazy, Marlene. I know. I was just talking about I'm having headaches too. I've been having a headache for about 7 weeks. I didn't have one at all yesterday, and I went almost all day today without one. I just now kicked in. Yeah, yeah. And I'm already on a blood thinner, so there's that too. Yeah, I take baby aspirin every day. So boo face. It's okay though. I need a massage. Exactly. That's what it is. I need a massage, but that costs quite a bit of money and I don't have the money for that. So what I've been doing is muscle relaxers every day, and then yeah, a day before yesterday I used a it's like a pain patch, but it's for arthritis, and I put it on the back of my neck where it's hurting the most. And man, I didn't have a headache at all yesterday. So I was like, "Oh, that worked." I do have a husband that doesn't know how to do it. He's not very good. He hurts me. Like, and he doesn't have any rhythm. Like, he doesn't know how to yeah, it doesn't work. He tries. I love him. I love him, but he doesn't know how to massage. It's painful more than good. So, it's not worth it. But I am working on it. I mean, obviously the fact that I didn't have a headache all day yesterday means progress. So, there's that. It could be. It could be sawdust. I don't know. It could be. It wouldn't shock me. All right. So back then, yeah, yeah. You had VSG too, Marlena? That's what I had too, was VSG. I had that done last year. Did you get stuck? Like, I'm stuck at a weight and I cannot lose anymore. We have done everything. Like, I'm on a GLP-1. I'm on two different medications that's supposed to help me lose weight, and I cannot lose anything. And I barely eat. Like, all I've had to eat today, I had a hard boiled egg for breakfast. I had tuna, tuna with hard boiled egg and wheat thins for lunch. And I had a yogurt for a snack and some cucumbers. And that's what I've had today. And for dinner, I'm going to have fajitas. That's kind of like what I normally eat, but I cannot lose any more. And I got like at least 16 more that I want to lose. At least. And then we can talk about maybe skin surgery eventually, but it's frustrating. Anyways, you got stuck too? Okay. I know everybody's like, you should have done the bypass. And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't need to lose that much. That's why I didn't do the bypass. And the bypass has so many more risks and so many more issues. So I didn't want to do the bypass. So if I have to, maybe I will, but I don't want to. All right. So continuing on, I'm going to stop yabbering. Sorry. So, okay, so back then, if the king drank, that was the only time you could drink. Unlike now, um, you went from 547 to 380. Nice! That's amazing, Sawdust. I couldn't lose anything. I tried for 15 years, I tried to lose weight. I did every diet, meds, GLP-1s, all the things. And because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is an insulin resistance, and that makes it really, really hard to lose weight. I have diabetes. I also have hypoactive thyroid. So all of those things make it hard to lose weight, and all of those things contribute to gaining weight. So I literally could not lose anything. You're on steroid. Oh my gosh, from fibromyalgia. That's what my grandma has fibromyalgia too. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love it too. It looks better down, but it's hot. It's hot. So I pulled it back, but you can see all the colors. I cut 6 inches off. I was a little scared, but after I had the surgery, I lost so much hair that there was so much dead hair in there. I had to like cut it all off. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm on GLP-1s. I'm on Manjaro, and I'm not losing anything. Like, and I've been on Manjaro. I was on Manjaro before I had before I had the surgery. So, boo. But I will. I'm trying to be patient. I need to get my butt in the gym more. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what I need to do. Thank you. Mom, get the camera. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm gonna get back on track. I'm gonna stop yabbering. Okay, ready? We're back. We're back to Esther. Okay, so back then, if the king said drink as much as you want, that was a big deal because normally you could only drink what the king drank. Okay, that was what we were talking about. So lifting this rule, you're fine. You're fine, Marlena. Yeah, Sawdust. I'm glad you lost the weight then because that definitely helped. I'm sure. And Marlena, you're good. This is my room. This is what we do. I teach and then we squirrel and then we go back to teaching. It works. All right. So lifting this rule for the grand finale perhaps reveals that the only thing Ahasuerus liked more than being in control was throwing a lavish party. Literally, like he liked throwing a lavish party. On the last day of the party, when he was feeling good from the wine, Ahasuerus demanded his queen, Vashti, to appear before his partygoers, who were all male, as the women had a separate party. So he wanted her to get up in front of everybody and strut her stuff, essentially. Like, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to show her off, right? He ordered her to come and appear so they could gaze at her beauty. He asked her to wear her royal crown when she came. God bless you. It is unclear if he intended for her to wear anything else or not. He just said her crown. So he may have been asking her to show up in her birthday suit, you know? He had been strutting his strength and power for 180 days, and now he wanted to show off his most prized possession, his wife. We do not know the nature of Ahasuerus' relationship with Vashti, but given what we know of his character so far, it is not hard to imagine the way he treated her. It is likely that to him. Mom, get the camera. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. It is likely to him she was simply a feast for his eyes, his personal servant for his most intimate needs. Just another kingly conquest. And I could see that, guys. I could see him being like, okay. I could see him being like, let me just show her off, right? I'm bigger than everybody. The irony of what happens next cannot be overstated. At the end of his over-the-top display of wealth, where he wanted everyone to fawn at his greatness, his own wife refuses to yield to his power. So look, he's just been showing everybody how powerful and how amazing he is for 180 days. And his wife is like, you're not that powerful. Sorry, I find it funny. It's probably not, but I find it funny. She declines to come at his beckon. The author gives no reason why she did this. Hey, how's baby doing? Welcome in, sweetie. How's your baby? How's the baby doing? I hope he's doing good. So the author doesn't say why. We could imply endless scenarios that led to her refusal, but all we really know is that she would not come and the king was angry. Ahasuerus, fueled by his anger, decides his pride is on the line and he must stop others from exercising such shameful rebellion against him. Why? What's wrong? Vasti must be publicly punished, he says. He pulls together his closest advisors and asks what should be done. They agree Vasti shall never enter the king's presence again, and she will be replaced by another better queen. This is a curious consequence, as it gave Vasti what she wanted, to be nowhere near the king. So literally, like, the consequence was, you don't get to be near the king, and she's like, okay. Chantrice did 14 hours of straight labor with no pain meds or nothing all natural. Oh my gosh, Chantrice, what? Girl, are you Superwoman? 14 hours of straight labor with no pain meds. That hurts me, and I'm not even her. Oh, fine. Tell her she's crazy, but I'm proud of her, okay? Do that for me. What's wrong with the baby? Is he okay? Is he just too small or something? Sorry, if you're over here on YouTube, I'm also live on TikTok at the same time, and I've got a friend of mine that just had a baby, and I'm just checking on him to see what the baby is. Okay, hold on. Maybe. Hang on. Everything's moving so super slow. Okay, what's up?
Hey.
So what's going on?
So, baby Brian was born at 3:05 in the morning on Sunday.
Okay,
For 14 hours of straight labor.
which is crazy.
Yes, it's crazy. She never had no epidural. She never had nothing, and she tripped it all the way out. So the first 6 hours, baby Brian would not. He didn't want to be fed. His blood counts was low. Everything.
Okay.
The nurse that came to us and asked us if it's okay for him to go to NICU. We told the nurse to send him to NICU.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But by the power of God, this is how crazy this is. We was playing nothing but Christian music. She would tell everyone on here that if you guys go natural, a lot of prayer and lots of breathing is how she got through with it.
She's crazy. I can't believe she did that. That's crazy. But awesome.
But the doctors came. Then the following day, the doctors came and were like, you know what? You guys, every single time when the nurse called us, we know what room there was in. We were like, how? What's up against Christian music in the background?
I love that.
So
I love that.
When he was born, you know what the first music he heard was Christian music.
That's good. That's good. You're raising him right. You're raising him right already, and he's not even out of the hospital yet. So, when does he get to come home?
We don't know yet.
Okay. Is he eating now, or?
Little by little. So we got the cultures back. He got no he don't need no antibiotics. What it is he's too small for being a 38-week-old.
Gotcha.
He was only weighed in at 5 pounds 12 ounces.
Gotcha.
19 was his length. So that's what it is.
So he was probably early. I bet he was. I bet they had her due date wrong.
I bet you so too.
Yeah, especially 19 inches. That's really that right there is an indicator that he was early. You know, like the weight can be low, but the inches that definitely says that he wasn't 38 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the reason why they went ahead and induced her earlier instead of the 4th was because we went in, and they told us that because her blood pressure is skyrocket.
Yeah.
It's better off to go ahead and take the baby now instead of waiting and do more damage to both people.
Yeah, that's same with me. That's what happened with me. Both my boys. Matthew was born at 36 weeks, and Jacob was born at 35 weeks because of the same thing. So, thank you, Marlena. It's a topper. So that's my normal glasses. I got that topper, and then I got this one today, too. I'm really excited about him. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So
But yeah, I'm glad that he's okay. I mean, that's pretty typical, and I'm not gonna worry for you then because he'll be fine. He just needs to eat. He just needs time to grow and to eat, right?
let's see if this comes through. Hold on a minute. I'm trying
Okay.
to see something if I can still do it. Because I don't get on camera. I don't get on fun that much no more.
I know. I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, I've been super busy.
That's good. If you can't tell, he's got a whole bunch of other kids in the background. This man wants like 12 kids. He's crazy. I tell him that all the time.
I'm trying to. I'm trying. Yeah, well, I picked one son Trace now saying, hey, do you want more kids now? Do you want to go for round two? She said, no, not right now.
She's like, I'm good for now. Thanks. No more. I don't blame her. Yeah. Tani's like, I slept at 5. Yay, Marlena. That's amazing. I have PCOS too, so I've had 6 miscarriages, but I have 2 boys here on Earth.
Working when trying to put the picture of him for you.
I don't know. I don't know. You can tell that you're working on the background. It looks like it's working, but are you hitting save? Like there's like a save or an OK button that you have to hit. There it is. Let me see. I'm gonna expand it.
That was today.
Oh, look at his little face. So cute.
That was today's pictures.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, wait. Now it's stuck. Hold on. Now you're stuck there. Hold on, man. Everything's moving really slow. I don't know why.
All right.
Okay, wait. Maybe open.
Open.
There we go. Got it. It was stuck. Yes, he's so cute. I love it. I'm so excited for you, man. You deserve it. You guys deserve the best.
So when you see me go live, it's literally because I'm live by myself. I'm at work by myself.
I seen that the other day.
On live, so it's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, I seen that the other day, and I came in and I was giving you some love, and I was talking to you, but I knew you couldn't see it, so it's okay.
Wow. The other day I was like super slammed for one whole time.
You were, yeah, you were busy, but that's okay. I was like, I'll drop some love on him, and tell him hey, and it's okay if he's busy, so no worries. All right,
I didn't see you, so I'm sorry.
you're good. You're good. I seen that you were working, so no big deal. I just wanted to come in and say hi at least, so. But
yeah, I just saw you online, so I just want to come in and let you know what's going on.
thank you for telling me. I need to get you guys my phone number so you can text me. I gave you guys my phone number, but you guys can always text me if you want.
Send me your phone number again, just in case.
Okay.
And I will load it up in our phones.
Okay, sounds good. I will do that. All right.
Okay, thank you.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay,
All right, guys. Yes, I'll add you in my prayers, Rascal. I got you. I'm writing you down, okay? So we're writing down BK and Rascal both for the same thing. And Emily. I get that though. I think we're all struggling right now. I'm struggling too, so I get it, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna get back to our Esther study. And I'm so excited, Marlena. That's amazing, girl. Like I said, I have PCOS too. I've had 6 miscarriages. That's what this is for. I have 6 halos on this for each of the babies that I've lost. And then I do have 2 boys here on Earth. I'll show you a picture. Hold on. Because Marlene, I know you're new to my room, so you haven't seen them. Let me bring it up. Hold on a second. This one. This is me and my youngest. He's 13. So that's my youngest boy. Here we go. There's a picture of all of us. That'll work better. Ah, what? There it is. Okay. So there's me, my 2 boys, and my husband. So one is 16 and then one is 13. And they're both way taller than me. That's my boys. I know they're handsome. They are pretty handsome. They got a good mix of me and their dad. Thankfully, I think they both escaped my giant nose. So I think they both got away with that and didn't have the big nose. So that's good. I think that those genes finally stopped. That came from my dad. But, all right, back to the Bible study. Why is the music so quiet? Oh, because it got turned off. Love that. All right, moving on. So, I gotta figure out where I was at now. So, yeah, their punishment was, I know, I'm sure you do, Ed. I can see that. I can see that. So, their punishment was, you know, she can't ever be around the king again. And she's probably like, okay, cool. That's good with me, right? Ahasuerus and his advisors also decided an edict will be sent to every household in the far-reaching Persian Empire, decreeing men should be the masters of their house and women were to submit to their mastery. As we will see throughout Esther, Ahasuerus is greatly overreacting by sending this edict. He is bringing the entire nation into a spat between him and his wife. Y'all, that's what he did. Literally, like, him and his wife are fighting, and he's like, well, I'm going to bring everybody in on this, right? He's throwing a hissy fit. I got to find where I'm at, sorry. Okay. He is grasping for command of his empire, easing his bruised ego, and relying on bad advice from drunken friends. Y'all. Woo! Hold on. YouTube fell over. Sorry, YouTube. I don't think anybody's watching anyway, so it's okay. I lost all the people that were watching whenever I started talking to Ed. But that's okay. I needed to hear from Ed and hear how he's doing. Okay. So, I don't know who you are, but don't call me. No calling me, people. I'm trying to do live. We're back. I'm going to stand up because my legs are feeling like I'm losing circulation. Counting my blessings. Okay. Sorry, guys. I promise I'll stop squirreling now. Okay, so he's grasping for command of his empire, easing his bruised ego, and relying on bad advice from drunken friends. At this point in the story, Ahasuerus is losing his battle for control. God, however, is not. While Ahasuerus' actions seem reckless and Vashti's rebellion against him seems a small detail, when he is king and had hundreds of other wives, right? God was providentially moving in all of this. He is putting everything in place to make Esther queen so she can execute his plan and show his power and glory. It is important to stop here and note that, unlike Ahasuerus, we love to build empires of our own. We love for people to marvel at them. But at this moment, the most powerful man in the world, after displaying his unmatched wealth, is humbled by just one refusal from his wife. Like, humbled enough that he's throwing a giant fit, right? Worldly empires are never as impressive as they seem. There is only one kingdom that is imperishable, and that is the kingdom of God. The actions of Ahasuerus make us long for a better king, a king who is truly powerful and uses his power for ultimate good. Ahasuerus was vengeful, yet Jesus is merciful. Ahasuerus demanded, yet Jesus sacrificially loved. Ahasuerus was not worthy of honor, yet Jesus is worthy of all our honor and praise. Jesus is the Savior, the light of the world, the slain and risen Lamb of God. He is everything we need and all we desire in a king. He is worthy of our obedience, and we should come when he calls us, knowing that all he asks us to do is for our own good and his glory. There's only one kingdom that is imperishable, and that is the kingdom of God. All right, now we're on to Esther 2, guys. We're going to read Esther 2, 1 through 18. My blessings. All right, Esther 2. But Xerxes' anger had subsided. After Xerxes' anger had subsided, he began thinking about Vashti and what she had done and the decree he had made. So his personal attendants suggested, "Let us search the empire to find beautiful young virgins for the king. Let the king appoint agents in each province to bring these beautiful young women into the royal harem at the fortress of Susa. Haggai, the king's eunuch in charge of the harem, will see that they are all given beauty treatments." Look, guys, they're like, let's go find the most beautiful women and then give them beauty treatments. How terrible is that? After that, the young woman who most pleases the king will be made queen instead of Vashti. This advice was very appealing to the king, so he put the plan into effect. At that time, there was a Jewish man in the fortress of Susa whose name was Mordecai, son of Jahar. He was from the tribe of Benjamin and was a descendant of Kish and Simi, I think is how you say it. I don't remember. His family had been among those with King. Man, these words are crazy. I don't know. King something of Judah had been exiled from Jerusalem to Babylon by King Nebuchadnezzar. I know that one. This man had a very beautiful and lovely young cousin, Hadassah, who was also called Esther. When her father and mother died, Mordecai adopted her into his family and raised her as his own daughter. As a result of the king's decree, Esther, along with many other young women, were brought to the king's harem at the fortress of Susa and placed in Haggai's care. Haggai was very impressed with Esther and treated her kindly. He quickly ordered a special menu for her and provided her with beauty treatments. He also assigned her 7 maids, specially chosen from the king's palace, and he moved her and her maids into the best place in the harem. So she got 7 maids, guys. So this person that went from, just like a normal everyday person ends up in a palace, right, with 7 maids. How crazy is that? If y'all are still here, drop a sticker for me or something so I know you guys are here, okay? Esther had not told anyone of her nationality and family background because Mordecai had directed her not to do so. Every day, Mordecai would take a walk near the courtyard of the harem to find out what about Esther and what was happening to her. Before each young woman was taken to the king's bed, she was given the prescribed 12 months. 12 months of treatment. So 12 months of treatment before she even saw the king. 6 months with oil of myrrh, followed by 6 months with special perfumes and ointments. That's the beauty treatments that they received. 12 months of being beautified. 12 months of oil and perfumes and ointments. That's crazy. Craziness. When it was time for her to go to the king's palace, she was given her choice of whatever clothing or jewelry she wanted to take from the harem. That evening, she was taken to the king's private rooms, and the next morning she was brought to the second harem, where the king's wives lived. There she would be under the care of, I have no idea, the king's eunuch in charge of the concubines. She would never go to the king again unless he had especially enjoyed her and requested her by name. So, she went to the king's private room, and then the next morning was taken somewhere else. Esther was the daughter of Abihail, who was Mordecai's uncle. When it was Esther's turn to go to the king, she accepted the advice of Haggai, the eunuch in charge of the harem. She asked for nothing except what he suggested and she was admired by everyone who saw her. Esther was taken to King Xerxes at the royal palace in early winter of the 7th year of his reign, and the king loved Esther more than any of the other young women. He was so delighted with her that he set the royal crown on her head and declared her queen instead of Vashti. To celebrate the occasion, he gave a great banquet in Esther's honor, for all his nobles and officials declared a public holiday for the provinces and giving generous gifts to everyone. So here's a nutshell. She had to take beauty treatments for 12 months. 6 months of getting oil put on her or myrrh put on her, and then 6 months of ointments and perfumes and stuff like that. 12 months of beauty treatments just to be with the king. And then he decides that he likes her the best and puts a crown on her and says she's queen over Vashti. Craziness to me. Ooh, the headache really kicked in now, guys. That's what I get for speaking out loud that I wasn't going to have one today. Okay, so the young often pen a hopeful story of how their future will unfold, right? I'm reading from, it's a Fire Bible. It's the NLT version. Yeah, the NLT. New Living Translation. I like it because it makes it like with wording that I can understand better. So I like reading from the NLT. Yes, I love that GHS Warriors. That's perfect. Exactly. Love that. Okay, so, the young often pen a hopeful story of how their future will unfold. In these wishfully written tales, they experience meaningful relationships, success, and a life full of joy and comfort, right? That's normally how most people are like, oh, my life is going to be like this fairy tale, right? Yet, these stories hardly ever turn out as envisioned. This does not mean that life is any less lovely, but it does mean the beauty of life is hidden beneath layers of heartache. I'm not nervous. I have a really bad headache. Sorry. It's not nerves. I've just got a really bad headache and I'm trying to distract myself. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not nervous. I've been doing this for a year. This don't bother me being on live. I just have a headache, so I'm trying to distract myself. um okay, so I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, moving on. So this does not mean that life is any less lovely, but it does mean the beauty of life is hidden beneath layers of heartache and hardship. Our leading lady Esther is a prime example of this reality. As chapter 2 begins, Esther is introduced as three things. She's an orphan, she's a Jew, and a woman of striking beauty. Esther's caring cousin, Mordecai, had become her guardian, and although they were Jewish by descent, they lived in a pagan Persia. Yeah, Tony, I hope you feel better, man. I'm sorry. So their relatives had all been exiled from Jerusalem by the Babylonians. Years later, the Persians defeated the Babylonians and gained control over Jerusalem. So here's the history, guys. I'm going to slow this down and say this again. Let me fix this YouTube camera because I don't like where it's at. Okay. Maybe this will be better now that I'm standing up. Maybe. Let's see if I can make it work. Stay. Don't fall, please. Cooperate with me, okay? Cooperate. Cooperate. Stay. Good boy. Good camera. I was fixing my camera. Relax. Okay. Anyways, moving back. The person on YouTube is telling me to stop moving so much. I was trying to fix my camera. Sorry. Okay. So let me go through the history with this really quickly so you guys can understand. So she was an orphan Jew. Okay. So Esther was an orphan. She was a Jew. Esther's cousin Mordecai had become her guardian. Okay. So Esther's family had passed away, and Mordecai was her guardian. And although they were Jewish by descent, they lived in Persia. Okay. Their relatives had been exiled from Jerusalem by the Babylonians. Years later, the Persians defeated the Babylonians and gained control over Jerusalem and the rest of the Babylonian Empire. At this time, the Persian king allowed Jews to return to Jerusalem if they so desired. So that's kind of the history. Like the Babylonians would kick them out, and then eventually they were allowed back in. God's spokespeople. That is a really weird verbiage. God's spokespeople. Okay. God's spokespeople, as in the prophets, encouraged Jews to return to their home city where they could freely worship the Lord. But Mordecai and Esther's relatives chose not to return. We don't know why this Jewish family chose to stay in Susa. So look, they had the opportunity to go back home. They go back to Jerusalem with all the other Jews, but they chose to stay. But they chose to stay. They chose to stay for some reason. We don't know why. We do know Jews were considered outsiders and undesirables in Persia, much like they were under Babylonian rule. It was not favorable to be a Jewish, one of God's chosen people, probably because the Persian culture was woefully opposed to living according to God's commands. So, why does this matter? It matters because Esther is about to be thrust from her obscure life as an orphaned Jewish girl to the center of Persian opulence in the king's palace. So, look, she was an orphaned Jewish girl being taken from that, put into a palace to become queen. Right? How crazy is that? Like, that would be, I don't know. I think my mind would be like, I don't even know what to think about all this. I would be so confused. Okay, I'm trying to share it to you really quick. Hang on, guys. I'm going to share it out. Okay. Thank you, DHS Words. I appreciate that. Okay, sharing it again. Ta-da! All right. Thank you, Marina. Thank you for liking it. And Marlena. Why did I say Marina? Marlena, thank you for liking it and for sharing it out for me. I appreciate you, sweetie. Okay, so she's literally going from, like I said, from an orphan Jew to just plucked out into a palace, right? Some scholars believe the second chapter of Esther takes place as long as 4 years after the first. So, 4-year gap between the first and the second chapter is what they're thinking. During that time, Ahasuerus has tried his hand at conquesting Greece and lost. So he tried to take over Greece and he lost, okay? In his defeat, he remembers another humiliating blow he suffered at the hands of Vashti when she refused him. His advisors, seeing his melancholy, suggest that he should search for a new and better queen. But their plan to go about this task is sinister. They will round up every beautiful virgin in all of Persia and bring them to the king. He will be given one night with each woman to determine her beauty and worth. And then he can choose the one he likes best to be crowned as his new queen. I mean, I'm just going to say in modern times, like, that would be unheard of and completely, like, terrible for somebody to do, right? But to be crowned queen was not a fairy tale story of rags to riches. It was not a beauty contest that any woman wanted to win. This was not something that you wanted, guys. I mean, obviously, Queen Vashti refused him for a reason, right? So it's not something that you would want. You wouldn't want to become the queen to this man, right? There's a reason she didn't want to be. The royal competition of virgins was exactly as demeaning as you are imagining it to be. And once a woman had spent a night with the king, she was property of his, guys. This is the part that irritates me. She was property of the king for life, forever. Just because she spent one night with him, she was forever property of his. Not okay. She could not marry another or even ever leave the harem. The harem, sorry. She would grow old in seclusion as a concubine unless the king chose her as queen. So by being picked to be a part of this search for a bride, she's condoned to a life of singlehood unless he picks her as a queen. Condemned, not condoned. I said the wrong word. My headache is really kicking in, guys. Sorry. It makes it hard to, like, concentrate. I apologize. Anyways, so she was punished just because she was beautiful. She was punished. Like all these women that were picked, they were beautiful, so they were punished. That's crazy to me. That's just not fair. Okay, hold on. Craziness. Okay. Pinning. You guys are able to, go for it. If not, okay, that's okay. So the nationwide search for lovely woman gets underway, and it is no surprise that Esther is taken to the palace. Immediately, she earns the favor of the eunuch Haggai in charge of the women. It is worth mentioning here that the Persian Empire was as ruthless to men as it was to women. Women were taken to please the king. Men were taken and castrated to attend to the king's hundreds, if not thousands, of women. These castrated men were all called eunuchs. No one was safe from empire control. Either Esther received months of beautification treatments. She needed to be transformed from a commoner to a potential royal, after all. During this time, Mordecai, likely concerned for Esther's well being, checked on her daily, and Esther, under his direction, kept her identity as a Jew a secret. Could you guys imagine that? So, an entire year of beauty modifications done to you, and you had to stay secret about who you truly were, right? That blows my mind. Like, I can't even imagine how hard that would be. Then it is finally Esther's turn to go to the king for a night. We cannot know what Esther felt at this moment, but we can attempt to put ourselves in her shoes. She's expected to please. Thank you, Marlena. I appreciate you, girl. Um, she's expected to please the king physically and emotionally to gain his favor and win the crown of the queen. It is doubtful whether or not she even wanted to win this contest of sorts. Like, I mean, like it said, it isn't a thing that you wanted to win. You didn't want to become queen because they were mistreated, right? As a Jew, she likely knew intimacy with a man before marriage was forbidden. She knew a lot of things in which she was partaking were forbidden. The clothes she wore, so she knew, look, she knew that having a night with the king was not okay according to Jewish law, right? According to God's law, being with the king before she was married to him was not okay, and she knew that. She also knew that the clothes she wore, the food she ate, and the culture that she was forced to embrace were not okay. But she had little choice. Was she breaking the Jewish Levitical law? Yes. Would God take his providential hand from her because of this? No, he surely would not. God is the hero, and he is always faithful. Esther's night comes and goes, and the king concludes he loves her most. The word love used in verse 17 translates much more like excited lust. So he lusted after her the most, essentially. But regardless, Esther is crowned queen. King Ahasuerus and the nation rejoice that he has found what he wanted in a queen. However, the people fail to realize one thing. Even though Ahasuerus chose Esther, she was ultimately chosen by God. So God picked her and put her in this position, guys. This is why this book is so good. And I know if you haven't read Esther before, this is my favorite part of this. He picked her to do what she's going to do. And what she's going to do, guys, is crazy. So hang with me as we do this study, but he picked her. Like, King Ahasuerus may think that he picked her, but no, God picked her, right? God placed Esther in Susa rather than back in Jerusalem, where one would argue she better belong. God formed Esther to be lovely in form and feature. God granted her favor with all the people she encountered, including the king. God chose the Jewish people as the ones from which his son would enter the world as Savior. And as we will see, God will be intricately involved in the preservation and deliverance of these people for the sake of his name and glory. Ahasuerus believed he had power. Mordecai believed Esther would be safe from his power if her Jewish identity was unknown. Esther believed she had been crowned a servant of the king. But truly, God alone is the one in control, and we will see this play out as the story unfolds. In our own lives, God's power is equally potent. He controls every detail. We can trust that in all things he is working to bring his plans and purposes to pass. God alone, guys, this is it right here. God alone is the one in control. And we will see this play out as the story unfolds. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. What do you think it was like to be a Jew living in Persia? How do you think this might compare to being a Christian living in today's secular world? What do you guys think? What do you think it would be like as a Jew living in Persia, and how would that be different than being a Christian now today in today's secular world? And I apologize. Seriously, I have not had a head. I didn't have a headache at all yesterday, and then now today it's just hit me really hard. So I'm fighting it. So what do you guys think? Anybody have an input? Thank you, GHS Warriors, for your advice. I appreciate it, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure which one. I've been going live for over a year now. I actually run a TikTok agency over on TikTok. I'm just now starting on YouTube, but I appreciate your advice, though, for sure. I missed a good portion because we were trying to erase you. Oh, that's okay. It's okay, Tanya. Um, the question that I just asked was, how do you think it would be like being a Jew living in Persia? So Jews were, thank you, Dama. Welcome in, sweetie. How are you? Jews were essentially like a servitude level, basically. And then how do you think that would compare to being a Christian living in today's secular world? So Persia was very like what we would call secular for us today, right? That's how Persia was. Like they were very worldly focused and not God focused at all. Like they were against that, right? So I think it would be really hard. Damn, I think we all are, dude. I think we all are. My head just started screaming at me. I haven't had a headache. I didn't have a headache at all yesterday, and now today it's just like just now started hurting. I thought I was gonna go 2 days free without a headache. That would have been great. But it's okay. I'm sorry you're not feeling good, man. I will pray for you. I'm writing you down with my other prayer requests, okay? And I'm gonna write down Tony too. Does anybody over on YouTube have any prayer requests? I'm hanging in there, Damo. I'm hanging in there, dude. We just finished our first lesson on Esther. We are going to be doing a Bible study on Esther for the next couple of. It's going to take a while. We got how many days? We got 1, 2. So that's 1. That's 2, 3, 4. Probably 5 or 6 days on this. So probably at least 5 or 6 days. All right, we got one last little page to read on this. And then I will probably wrap up. So, human dignity in Esther. In the first 2 chapters of Esther, we have repeatedly witnessed the empire's unfortunate degradation of people, right? He like treated them like crap, basically. Everyone in the empire was subject to the power of the king. Whatever he commanded came to pass. It is unlikely that anyone attempted to evade or disobey his orders for fear that if they did, they would receive a harsher sentence still. I know you missed it, Damo. If you find me on YouTube, my YouTube live stream will be posted here in just a few minutes when I end the live. It'll post so you can watch it if you want. Because this is a really good study. And it's not just for women. I know Esther is about a woman, but the entire study is really, really good. I actually did this study in Bible school, or not Bible school, sorry, guys. I did it in Sunday school. In your vehicle or in at your house, Tanya? I would love that, Marlena. It's the same name, Jen's Walk of Faith and Wellness, same thing. Okay, what was I saying? I got distracted. So, okay, it is unlikely that anyone attempted to evade or disobey his orders for fear that if they did, they would receive a harsher sentence still. This reality of life in ancient Persia is not something we can avoid while reading and studying the book of Esther. We have seen Esther taken from her home, women used and discarded by the king, men castrated and ripped from their futures, and there will be more evil to come. What do we do with the troublesome way the Persian Empire refused to acknowledge human dignity? Y'all, like, they really treated humans terribly. Like, the fact, it blows my mind that they just picked women up and said, oh, here, go have sex essentially with this king and see if he likes you. And if he doesn't like you, then you are deemed forever to be not allowed to be with anybody else, and you have to live in the palace forever, and you have to be mistreated forever. Like, that's terrible. It's terrible that they did that. It breaks my heart. Sorry, I'm in my feels about it. I gotta follow. Mom, get the camera. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in, sweetie. Hi, Pamela. So we process it in light of what we know about God and His Word now. The Bible is often descriptive, not prescriptive, not descriptive, not prescriptive. Oh, that's hard wording. Tanya, if you can hear this part, this answers what that guy said this morning in my Bible study this morning and reading the Bible this morning. The guy that was coming in and trying to deem God as a bad person. So it says throughout the entire Bible, we see vile practices described and horrific stories play out. However, just because these things are in the Bible does not mean God condones them. In fact, often the exact opposite is true. Evil is often mentioned in the Bible in order to condemn it, even if that is not explicitly stated. When evil is described, that does not mean it is being prescribed as an acceptable way to live. So just because the evil is in the Bible does not mean that that's right. The Persian Empire's treatment of people was not acceptable to God. Even the kindest humans will fail to treat others with dignity and respect at times. I fail at that sometimes. I'm one of the nicest people you'll probably ever meet. You can ask Tanya, I'm too nice sometimes. But I fail at that sometimes. I do. The only one who can teach us how to care for others as God intended is God Himself, made flesh. That's Jesus. Jesus's, whew, when you have a headache and your mouth doesn't want to move, that's hard to get out. Jesus's example is different from the Persian Empire in every way. I love it. Okay, that's it for today. We're going to read Esther 2:19 through 23 tomorrow, and 3:1 through 15 tomorrow. So we'll read the next little bit tomorrow, and we'll go through the Bible study on it and stuff. So that'll be good. I'm excited. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? Like, for those that don't know me, that are new to the room, my name is Jen. I am a Christian content creator. I'm a live host on TikTok and YouTube. I'm also an agency owner of a TikTok agency, for a faith-based TikTok agency. Only for Christians, only faith-based creators are allowed in mine. I'm trying to be picky intentionally. Oh, Sabrina Boo. It's okay, girl. If you go, I was just telling them, if you go over to my YouTube after I'm done, it'll be posted. Because the live stream posts on YouTube automatically. So that's the one thing I like about YouTube better is it will post your live stream instead of TikTok doesn't do that. It won't let you post your live stream. It's too long. It won't let you. It won't let you post highlights, which is annoying. I'm sorry, girl. I'll be live in the morning reading the Bible, and then tomorrow we'll continue with the study. So you haven't missed a whole lot. You only missed the beginning of Esther. So we're doing a Bible study on Esther, and it's going to be about probably 5 days worth at least. And you only missed the beginning. So if you want to read Esther chapter 1 and most of chapter 2. So we left off at chapter 2, verse 18. So if you read that, you'll get the gist of what we read. We're just talking about how the king was terrible to Queen Vashti, and how Queen Vashti said no, she wasn't going to go, strut her stuff in front of all the men that he wanted her to strut her stuff in front of. And how he got mad and he decided to go searching for another queen by bringing all these women in, treating them with beauty treatments for an entire year. So an entire year they got treated with beauty treatments. They had to get oils put on them and lotions and flower perfumes and stuff for an entire year. And then they had one night with the king, if you know what I mean. And then he decided if he wanted them to be queen or not. And he chose Esther, Esther, she was an orphan Jew. Of course, he doesn't know that she was a Jew, but she was an orphan Jew, and he chose her to be queen. So that's where we left off. We were talking about how terrible of a human being he was and how terrible the Persians treated other people. So, and that's it for today, guys. My head is literally screaming. It feels like it's going to split. So I'm going to take some meds. Sabrina, but look at my glasses. Look. How cute are these? It's my new toppers. I got this one. And then I got this one. I like this one too. But this one's like, bam. Bam. Right? They're fitting for me, aren't they? So, like, this is my normal frame. Oh my gosh. My face. My face hurts so bad. I may have to go to the dentist. Yes, I did. And it's tension headaches. And she said it could be TMJ. But I don't want to go to the dentist, so we'll see if if it's tension headaches, we can get it under control. Right now it's hurting right here and under my eyes and across my forehead right here. But yeah, she said it's tension headaches and she gave me some meds to try, and I didn't have a headache at all yesterday. I felt so good, no headache yesterday. And then today I didn't have a headache until just a few minutes ago. Like right before I started going live, I started getting a headache. So it's better, but not gone. But look, guys, look at this. Look at the muscles that I'm getting there, guys. A helpful tip, Vicks helps with headaches. That's a good idea. I am like almost as scared of the dentist as I am spiders. My heart just goes, and I have teeth that are rotting, that chipped from years of not brushing my teeth when I was really, really depressed. So even just a teeth cleaning hurts really badly. And like these bottom teeth are rotting out. And I don't want to go because it hurts. And they won't knock me out. I've tried. I've tried saying, if you knock me out, you can do whatever to my mouth, but they won't do it. So I need to go. I just haven't made it a priority, and I need to. But anyways, so that was where we're at. Esther was good. I feel like it was a good story, or not a good story. It was a good start to the Bible study. If you guys missed it, it is going to be posted on my YouTube, so you can go check it out. Jen's Walk of Faith and Wellness, same thing. No, they're going to want to clean my teeth. And that's what I don't want. And they're going to want to fix the hole in my tooth because I have a hole. And this bottom one in the back, a piece of tooth busted out of there a couple days ago. I have a hole. Honestly, really, it's not even just like my refusal to go. It's I need to wait until my husband gets his dentist stuff paid off because he just had to get a crown done and it was $700 and something, and we put it on credit. And once that's paid off, then I'm gonna go. So honestly, really, that's what I'm waiting for. But because our insurance is not great and we have to pay for it, a lot of it out of pocket. That only covers a very small percentage. Sabrina's like, no, they won't. I'm like, yes, they will. They're going to force me into the chair and they're going to clean my teeth and they're going to hurt me. That's what they're going to do. I know it. I don't want to. There's my temper tantrum. I don't want to do it. She says, oh, good grief. Hey, I can throw a fit every now and then, okay? Like, I'm nice 90% of the time and I don't throw that many fits, so I can throw a fit every now and then. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go get some stuff to put on my head. That pain patch thing that I did the other day worked really good, so hopefully it'll work again. So I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go do that. You guys, if you want to check out the Bible study, like I said, it'll be on my YouTube. Come find me. I'm also on Facebook, Jen's Walk of Faith and Wellness. I'm also on Instagram, same thing. So feel free to connect with me wherever you would like. Man, this makes my head hurt worse. Okay, I'm getting off here, y'all. I love you guys. If I can open my eyeballs, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for our morning Bible reading. And tomorrow night at 5 p.m. for the continued study of Esther. Okay? Oh, Sabrina, did you hear my news about the pastor thing? Did I tell you that yesterday? I don't know if I told you that. Thank you, Damo. I appreciate you so much, sir. Oh, I need to pray for you guys. I almost forgot. Hold on, where did I put my notes? Okay. Where did my notes go? Woo! Sorry, y'all. I almost knocked you over. No, I didn't tell you? Okay. So, I talked to my pastor yesterday. Hold on 1 second. Bye, guys.